Welcome back to the Mountain Witch Tarot channel. I am your host, Sarah, and today we are talking about King Kong raging in the middle of the night. We're also going to be taking a look at why is his administration hiding on a military base? What do they know that we don't know? In the words of Marjorie Taylor Greene, they know something that I don't know. Did you guys see that interview? It was interesting. Before we get started, please take a moment and hit that like button. And if you're new here and you enjoy political divination, hit the subscribe, stick around. We would love to have you be part of the community. All right, let's get started. Donald Trump in the middle of the night. Is he sleeping at all? Do you guys think that he's like in bed and he wakes up and just storms out of his room and storms over to whatever device he can access Truth Central from and goes from there? Oh boy, I knew the moon was going to come out because I knew that this had something to do with the mental health problems he's experiencing or the mental decline. We also have the Nine of Cups. It's just like it's a luxurious thing he can do. It's a power thing. I mean, I know that seems obvious, but the Nine of Cups here is pretty much reminding us that he's got this really inflated sense of self that obviously it's like he feels like he has to domineer and direct everything. He has to be in charge of everything. Like no detail can go unnoticed or unaddressed by him in his weird, twisted way. And with the moon and the Nine of Cups here, I think on top of seeing dementia and mental decline, there's also a sense that he doesn't trust anybody else to do the things that he thinks needs to be done. The moon has a lot to do with trust sometimes in readings, and I feel like this is him being the type of personality who's like, if I don't do it, it's not going to be done correctly. And, same thing with the Queen of Pentacles. There's just this level of privilege and luxury, and it's almost like he's seen it in movies, and he's emulating things that he loved in movies. I don't know why, but I'm thinking of like Scarface, Goodfellas, that type of thing. It's like he's playing a role. It's really weird. Oh, Queen of Swords. Interesting. So we got two Queen cards side by side. That's really interesting. And the Queen of Pentacles, I think, paired with the Queen of Swords is another reference to him thinking that if he doesn't do it, it won't be done the right way. And I think that he believes that he has some ability that no one else on this planet possesses. I think he firmly believes that he has like a superpower almost that nobody else has. So that's kind of where his mind's at when he gets up and rages in the middle of the night. What else, though? The Chariot and the Lovers. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. And I felt compelled to combine these energies to the energy of the moon. So that kind of tells me that there is a level of distrust. So going back to the moon and trust, I think a lot of times he gets paranoid that he can't trust the people around him. He's gone really far out of his way to surround himself with nothing but loyalists, but he can't trust anybody. And it's because he knows what's inside of himself. He knows that he's not trustworthy. He knows himself. He only has his own personal experience to judge the world on. And so basically he's judging everybody else with that same measuring stick. You know what I mean? So there's just this big energy here of he can't trust people. I think he has a hard time sleeping because this distrust that he experiences, almost like to the point of an anxiety, So, it comes on and he starts overthinking and panicking, and he just bursts out of bed and runs to a computer or to an iPad, or I don't know, whatever it is he types these rants out on. I'm sure he's got like a little microphone. Can you imagine Donald Trump at his little desk with his little podcaster microphone and, running his little dragon app so that he can just speak and spell? Crazy. It's crazy. And even worse if he gets that poor girl out of the bed, the human typewriter, whatever it is they call her. Human printer. I don't know. I like typewriter better. What else is going on in the middle of the night? What's behind this? We are not reading reversals today, by the way, just in case you're wondering. Oh my God, the Queen of Wands. Well, we've got 3 queens on the table. Very interesting to see. There's a couple ways this could go. So, Donald Trump very often shows up in these readings with the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands around him. So I'm kind of starting to think that we're talking about a specific person or a group of people. I'm kind of wondering, my mind wants to immediately go to, is this pointing to some type of female energy that is lending to his distrust? Is there a woman influencing his distrust? Is there a group of women? Does he spend more time counseling with the women around him? Like, there's some reference here to a group of women having an impact, or maybe just one, having an impact on him in a way that is not advantageous to, whatever it is he's wanting to achieve, all that stuff. So Queen of Wands, we've got, a lot of confidence, a lot of worldly knowledge. Queen of Pentacles, we've got a lot of grounded understanding when it comes to materialism. And the Queen of Swords, we've got someone with a sharp tongue. Now, a lot of times in readings, the Queen of Swords comes out for me to represent America in general. I don't think it is here. I take back what I just said. I am now getting the vibe that the Queen of Swords does maybe have some reference to the United States. And I say that because with the Eight of Wands kind of gravitating towards the Queen of Swords, I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is something changing in America really quickly, being out of control. He feels out of control, or he thinks America's out of control. There's a loss of control. With the Strength card, this again, the Queen of Pentacles and Strength together, I feel like is another reference to this big energy that we got over here, where he believes he is the only person who has the ability to do what he thinks needs to be done. I still think that there is another source of his worry, so I'd like to see some cards that links this to our next topic. Is there some type of threat of danger that is plaguing him at night? Because the more I look at this spread, the cards that we have, the more I kind of get the sense that his nights are just turmoil, just tremendously overwhelming for him. He has trouble sleeping at night. He really does. So this behavior, paired with the fact that we now have parts of his administration going to live on a military base, I want to see some cards to describe whether or not there is a physical threat of danger that they are all concerned about, as well as the energy that we've got here already. So the bridge between this behavior and some of the strange behavior that we're now seeing, where people from his administration are going to a military base, and a lot of people are like, hey, is this a bad sign? Like, what does this mean? Why are they doing this? So we have the Three of Wands, and just to kind of go on an off ramp to nowhere, Donald Trump gets to do it, so I get to do it from time to time. If he can, I can. I just want to say that these cards, if you are someone who reads off of images and like interprets with images, this deck is fantastic. It is, I'll link it in the description or put it in the comments. I love this Three of Wands card because as opposed to the regular RWS, you can kind of see here she's sitting in a tree watching the ship come in, literally, and she's got some stuff hanging off of the tree branch beside her. So like she knew this moment was coming and she prepared for it. You know what I mean? So I kind of get like a little bit of a Home Alone when Kevin prepared the house for the robbery. Kind of get a little bit of vibe of that. But she's ready. When that ship gets to shore, she's ready for them. So that's one of our first answers. I think there is a threat of physical danger to some degree. Now, to what degree, I don't know. But I think that there is a physical threat of danger. I feel like maybe they don't know for sure if it'll come or not, though. I think that they think there's a good chance that it's entirely likely and possible, but they don't know. And it's like a rather be safe than sorry kind of thing. You know what I mean? Rather be safe than sorry. What is the physical threat? Does it come from, well, the Three of Wands might suggest that it comes from overseas, but I'm also kind of wondering if they're afraid of Americans. You guys remember that song by any chance? I love that song. Where's this threat coming from? Six of Cups in the Tower. So something from the past, we know that. Something, could be something that's been going on for a long time. Could be something that they did, a misstep that they made during this term. Or it could be something coming from his last term. I'll tell you what is coming to mind for it. Let me pull one more card for the Tower to kind of expand on the Tower and see if we can get the cards to answer this before I tell you what I think it is. And I'll have to say it very carefully because I don't think I can talk about this openly here. So I apologize for the coded language, but you guys, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I think this is something likely from overseas. I don't think, unless I'm missing something, I don't really get a vibe that it's domestic. I get a vibe that it is coming from another place, far away. And it's coming from a specific person who is kind of a master of trickery, a master manipulator, a master of deception. Now, I'll tell you what I think that this card in the past is. There's a couple of options here. There's a news clip that has been floating around. I don't know how popular it is. I cannot tell you right off the top of my head. If I can find it and link it, I'll maybe try to link it in the description. If I can't find it, then I obviously can't link it. There is a man from a country that's very relevant right now that has a lot of bad stuff going on, and he's made, in the past, quite some time ago, he made a lot of threats about how if you go against us, we'll handle it. There's another person of power in another country who issued a bounty. You guys know what I'm talking about? Gotta keep it on the DL here. Those are the two things that are coming to mind. So I think that has something to do with why they're hiding on this base. But what was there like a defining moment? Because a lot of people have made a lot of threats throughout the years. What is the turning point, though, that made them sit up and take note and say, hey, we probably need to hide or we need to prepare? I think it's somebody that they did something to recently. I think they did something financially. like some type of dirty financial maneuver. You all may know better than I do if this sounds like a specific event, but I also think there's a good chance that we don't know about this. Now, if you pay close attention to the news and to like everything that's going on, this may be ringing a bell, but there's definitely threats of attacks. Okay, so a new threat has been made. That's what sent them to this military base. Okay, this card is really important because this card is talking about like kind of what instigated it. So money. Somebody kind of getting the feeling like you're not taking this away from me. Like you're not going to come and take whatever it is that this entity holds dear. We'll see if we can get a couple more cards to kind of elaborate on that. It's somebody that they threatened to take something away from. That's what I think. And that person has come back at them, most likely, with a very realistic threat. Okay? Whoever this is, they've been patient. They've been very patient, and they've tried to work out some type of something with the Trump administration. They've made a good faith effort. Again, more monetary references here. This is about something financial, something really big, like some type of deal maybe that didn't go through, or, I don't know, but it's got something to do with finances because we've got too many pentacles here for it not to be finances. A secondary would be, I keep thinking like land and minerals and stuff like that. As somebody who is going to hold on no matter what, like come hell or high water, someone who has made a good faith effort to try to straighten this situation out, someone who has been patient, and there's been a lot of promises made to them that maybe weren't kept or turned into like some type of like Trojan horse or something like that. This is really deep and spooky, guys. I don't know who we're talking about here, but the cards are telling me somebody very specific. I hope you all can figure this out in the comments because I don't know who this is. But oh my God, wow. So they are hiding on this base for a reason. And I think that the bridge, it's affecting Trump. This is one of the reasons that he is having trouble at night and he's having these tantrums, is because he just thinks if I just control and just micromanage, I can get the outcome I want from these situations. But it's becoming too much. And with the threat of someone coming from the past and saying, I'm not doing business with you anymore. You've screwed me over too many times. And now we're at this point where I'm ready to do something bad. You know what I mean? He is going through it. Trump is going through it, y'all. I'm going to stop there because this is kind of spooking me a little bit. I'm getting goosebumps and stuff. This is a really strong energy of somebody, but I don't know who it is. And, I have no idea. It's somebody. It's this guy. I feel like in a way this is a significator in this situation. So you all let me know what you think of this reading. I've got goosebumps all over. There is some really intense dark energy here. I don't know. Next video coming will probably be, let's see, I think I'm going to do Trump's week 2 of November, Lenormand Grand Tableau. So we're going to see what Trumpty Dumpty is up to in the second week of November. So you all stay tuned for that. I'm looking forward to it. You know how I love me a GT. All right, folks, let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button. If you're new and you enjoy political divination, hit the subscribe, stick around. Would love to have you be part of the community. And I will see you in the next video.